Welcome to Lockhart Cadillac. My name is Mustafa here in Fishers, Indiana. And I tell you what, this is one of the most prestigious Cadillac dealerships in the Midwest. Like many have said before, Lockhart Cadillac has won many accolades over the years as far as customer service and sales. Recently, we were announced a top-rated dealer with Carfax and Car Gurus, which is a huge accomplishment, especially with the customer service that people expect and the buying experiences that they're doing online as well as here at the dealership. That's a huge, huge accomplishment for this dealership. We certainly definitely pride ourselves on customer service to go above and beyond to make sure that you're very well taken care of. Again, I've been here for 7 years with Lockhart Cadillac. I've seen a lot of things happening here, and I tell you what, we're at an exciting moment to see the technology and the changes of what's coming out with Cadillac. There's new technology called Super Cruise, which is the semi-autonomous driving that is not only being implemented on the previous CT6, the 21 Escalade, but now is going to be offered on the Cadillac CT4 and CT5. Amazing, amazing stuff that's happening. On top of it, Cadillac announced earlier this year that we do have now the Blackwing, so we have the CT4, CT5 V Blackwing coming out with the high performance model that Cadillac has always prided themselves on as well. So, talk about the CT4 and the segment that this vehicle fits in. A lot of manufacturers are starting to go away from sedans. It's no longer the money makers, the selling vehicles that are out there. So a lot of manufacturers have completely cut them out altogether. Cadillac did the opposite. They came out with 2 brand new sedans in 2020. And it's going to parachute straight into the next 4 or 5 years of what's coming up, including electric vehicles. Super excited about that. So the CT4 it is a compact executive luxury segment. There's only really a few brands that really fall into that. You have the BMW, Audi, Acura, Mercedes. So there's only a few there that are really going to compete against the CT4, which the CT4 definitely brings a lot of competition to those segments, especially with performance, drivability, as well as comfort, luxury, and room on the inside of this vehicle. So Cadillac has been in this particular segment since 2013 with the ATS. ATS came out, was actually the for the United States was one of the top-rated vehicles in the segment. The Alpha 2 platform is what this is based off of, and the ATS had that same platform, but they've improved it. So they've lengthened the vehicle by about 5 inches, giving you that extra room on the inside, and pushing the wheels in the wheelbase to its max to give you that stability of a 50-50 weight distribution. Now this particular segment, most of the vehicles in the other manufacturers are front-wheel drive standard with a capability of an all-wheel drive. Cadillac did the opposite. They went with a rear-wheel drive platform for the drivability of this vehicle, better handling and weight distribution. When you've got the rear end in the back, gives it more of an even distribution there. So, CT4, in 2020, they came out with a Y platform. Y platform allows you to kind of express your own personality in a sense, to be able to choose what you prefer. So for example, if you prefer to have the chrome, which has always been on the vehicles, and what I mean by that is you'll have a chrome grille, the chrome front fascia, you'll have the chrome around the windows, the rear, just gives it a little bit more of a pizzazz and pop on the outside of the car. That's standard on the luxury and available on the premium luxury. On the other spectrum, we have the sport trim level, which is the vehicle I'm going to be talking about here today. The sport gives it all that black gloss finish, giving you that nice aggressive look. Now I'm not going to say manly per se, but you're going to see more men that gravitate more towards this trim level just because of how aggressive it really truly looks. So, the CT4 has 3 different drivetrain engines with 2 different transmissions. The first one is the 2-liter turbo. 2-liter turbo, yes, has been around for quite a while with GM, but they have 2 different 2-liter turbo engines. This is more of the updated version. This particular one has lower horsepower, a little bit lower torque, but all of your available torque is available between the low RPM range of 1,500 to 4,000 RPMs, and that's huge. because no matter what gear you're in, this particular one is an 8-speed transmission. You're going to have all of your power between each 8 gears. Now we jump up. We have the 2.7 liter dual volute turbo engine as well. This is going to produce 310 horsepower. And then the V version, non-Blackwing, is going to produce 325 horsepower out of that. Both of those having the 10-speed automatic transmission. And of course, the all-exclusive Blackwing engine, which is going to give you 474 horsepower available with the 3.6 liter twin turbo. So I'm going to pop this open a little bit as I was talking about the engines. This is very important. One thing that Cadillac has always prided themselves on is a quiet ride on the inside of the vehicle. Typical 4-cylinder noise usually makes it unbearable. Cadillac is going to spend the extra effort in insulating the cabin or the outside of the vehicle and in the cabin to prevent that noise from radiating into the cabin. So you'll notice the firewall is layered with an insulation all the way through. This is insulated as well with probably about a 1/4 inch thick padding. Now, your windows are all acoustic laminated. This is it's almost like a double pane window in your home, so to speak. So keeping the cabin quieter, but also heat variance. You're gonna keep it cooler during the summertime and warmer during the wintertime. And then all of your side panels, so you're gonna have an aluminum hood. Your panels are aluminum, and then you have your steel main structure like the hood, giving you a little bit of a lighter vehicle. But then they have extra insulated padding within the floorboard, the headliner, and the door panels to keep it nice and quiet. So, as we focus to the front right here, you're going to notice this beautiful mesh grille that flows down into the bottom. This is all more of the characteristics of the sport trim level. And then also, you're going to notice the sensors. There's a special parking package on the CT4, which will give you your front, rear sensors, camera system all the way around the vehicle, allowing you to maneuver it very relatively easy. Something new with going into 2020 with all the vehicles, and 21 with the Escalade as well. Instead of having vertical headlights, we still kept the vertical waterfall daytime running lamps, but they went to a horizontal LED light. This LED is certainly a lot more powerful than your HID or halogen bulb, but then just giving you a more horizontal view ahead, giving you more visibility at nighttime with the LED lights. One thing you're going to notice is really the cutting edge lines and slope of the CT4. It's got this beautiful hood scoop over here with very symmetric lines all the way through the vehicle. And it'll flow all the way through to the back, giving you a nice flow that even the vehicle sitting still, it almost like it's moving fast, right? The CT4, when we go back to characteristics and customizing the vehicle, there's 8 different wheel options varying from the standard 17-inch wheel all the way up to a 20-wheel option in the vehicle depending on the zone or depending on the area that you're in, will depend on what you want. But this has the beautiful gloss black 19-inch wheel packaged with the sport trim level. You do have an upgradable Brembo brake system. It does come standard with a powered 4-piston caliper brake. Very strong for the vehicle itself, but you upgrade to the Brembo, gives you that extra stopping power, especially if you decide to go into that 2.7 or even to the Blackwing series or V series engine, okay? As we flow down here, you're gonna notice, like I had mentioned before, the trim of the Sport that kind of flows around the windows here with all black all the way throughout, just gives it a even flow. All right, I'm gonna focus to the back here. So when we focus on the back end, this is something that Cadillac really wanted to focus on in customizing as well. The Premium Luxury does have a standard ruby red tail light. You'll notice the neutral density light that flows right here, and it is a vertical LED light. You'll notice the commonality of vertical lighting. That's something that Cadillac really kind of gives you that look. Whenever you see it from a distance, you know it's a Cadillac. No other brand has that vertical LED on the front or the rear, okay? So, all the camera systems, whether it's just your backup camera or whether it's going to be the rear view mirror camera, which will be integrated into the tail fin right up here at the top, which is your OnStar telematics system. It gives you full visibility of everything behind you while you're driving as well. Now, because they did lengthen the vehicle, you do have a large trunk, certainly good, large enough to fit a set of golf clubs even a couple of bags for an overnight trip to a golf course. So now, as we focus to the front, I'll talk about the technology that Cadillac really has implemented into this vehicle. So, with that Super Cruise that I was talking about earlier, which is the semi-autonomous, super excited about what they're coming out with. And this is all going to be coupled with stuff that Cadillac has always integrated into their vehicles, including your forward collision, your lane keep assist, and your automatic braking that they have, front and rear pedestrian braking as well. So you have all those safety features that they've been implementing for probably the last 10 years. Now they're adding the autonomous driving factor into it, which is essentially going to give you, I think it's 200,000 miles in United States and Canada that's available to drive on closed-in highways. When it allows you to drive it, you set it, you take your hands off the steering wheel, and it drives itself. But safety is what's really important about this. There's other systems out there with other manufacturers that have autopilot. There is no safety part of it. If the driver falls asleep and has a hand on the steering wheel, it's not going to know whether to stop the car or not. It's just going to keep on driving, which becomes a huge liability. On the steering wheel of the Super Cruise, there's going to be a bar that'll light up on it, and then there's also a camera on the steering column right here that takes a retina and a head positioning every millisecond that while you're driving the vehicle. After 3 seconds, if you have your eyes closed or you take your eyes off the road, it's actually going to warn the driver by vibrating the seat, and then will flash in front of you. Eventually, we'll shut it down after about 6 seconds if the driver doesn't respond. That's huge. That's absolutely huge, because safety is the number1 priority, especially with autonomous driving and the car driving itself. It's only going to get better with the next stage as well, with lane change alert, which is CT4, CT5, and Escalade have. And it's only going to get better from there. Eventually, city driving is going to be something with the Super Cruise. This cannot be possible without OnStar telematic system. OnStar has been around for 20 years, actually 25 years with GM and Cadillac. The telematic system that OnStar provides gives you that LiDAR mapping and over-the-air updates and signal to provide for that autonomous driving. Nothing better than that. You do have full OnStar capability with the vehicle for 2 years with all Cadillacs, and then as well as, which is one of my favorite features, the OnStar My Cadillac app. The My Cadillac app allows you to access your vehicle anywhere in the continental United States, checking your vehicle diagnostics, remote start, unlock and lock. You can do everything from your app, including calling roadside if something should happen and you hit a pothole on these beautiful 19-inch wheels. So one thing I love about Lockhart is we do have our own roadside as well that will be able to take care of you should anything happen around the Indianapolis area. So what I would love to do is kind of get into the fit and finish of the vehicle, sit down and what suits you. Again, my name is Matt Mustafa. We're going to be able to customize this and get you into a brand new CT4. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.